Happy love month, happy February. It is finally that time of the month again, and we have our jar full of prompts that's going to help us decide and choose our February TBR. I'm so happy to be back. I did take a little break in January. I feel like I was overwhelmed. There was a lot of things going on and there was a lot of changes being made last month, and so I felt like I was just kind of overwhelmed and I didn't really have time to like film or really talk to you guys at all. But as you can see, my background looks a little different, and that is kind of what I've been working on for the entirety of January. I filmed the whole process. I have a whole book room makeover video coming soon, so I'm excited for you guys to see the whole process and the finished product. But now I am back and I'm so excited to pick our February TBR. I actually did pick a January TBR, which I'm very proud of. I'm very proud that I chose a TBR. I'm just not proud of how I handled having a TBR because, as you could have guessed, I didn't have you to hold me accountable and I did not read that many books from the January TBR. So I chose 7 books, but one of them was a reread, so technically 6 new books, and from the 7 books I only read 3, and I am reading a 4th one, but we are already in February, so that kind of doesn't really count. But I'm still proud I chose a TBR, and I did get 3 books off of my physical TBR, which is pretty good, but I'm hoping to do so much better this month. I'm gonna crack this Alani. I need some caffeine and some energy. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's start figuring out what books we're reading this month. A few changes for February. This month is much shorter, so we are losing those few days at the end. I think to be successful and to be honest with myself, I need to choose less books than last month. So I think we're only going to choose 5 this month. I feel like 5 is attainable. 5 is still a challenge because, again, these are only books from my physical TBR, and I do tend to read a lot on my Kindle, or I do tend to listen to a lot of the books. I am a big audiobook person, so I feel like if I can get 5 books off of my physical TBR in February, I feel like that is a big enough win for me. Maybe we'll do 6. I don't know. I don't want to overwhelm myself with the amount of books I want to pick. I don't know if we've talked about it, but I am planning on being way more intentional with my reads and with the books I pick up this year. 2026 is quality over quantity, 100%. I feel like last month the selection of books was just kind of everywhere, and I knew that I was going to read all 7 books, but I still wanted to have them as options. This time around, I'm planning on just picking up books that I know and I am sure that I want to pick up, because even though they're on my physical TBR, some of them I'm more excited to read than others, obviously. So let's see what our first prompt is going to be. Ooh, a book with a color on the title. I think I have to take out this prompt because I don't think I have a single book that has a color on the title. I'm gonna draw a new prompt because I don't have a single book that has a color on the title. So we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Ooh, okay. Book that starts with the same letter as your name. I think there's a few. Okay, actually, I only have 2 books that their titles start with A. So I have Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. I love Stephanie Garber. She is one of my favorite authors. The Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy literally changed my life, and I feel like that is one of the reasons why I am a fantasy reader today. And so I have been dying to read this book. I feel like I've heard mixed reviews about this book. Some people really loved it, and then I feel like some of my mutuals said that it was a bit slower to really get into. I feel like when I read this book, I'm gonna have a pretty high expectation just because I know how much I love her other books, and I feel like her writing is always so beautiful, and I'm expecting really beautiful prose, beautiful writing, insane metaphors, and just gorgeous storytelling. I haven't had it for too long, but it has been a book that I have been wanting to pick up. And next up we have Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. Frederick Bachman is probably top 3 favorite authors. His writing makes me feel literally insane and feral, and he breaks my brain and my heart every single time. But his books are so beautiful and so painful at the same time. I feel like someone takes my heart, tears it from its socket, puts it in their mouth, chews on it, spits it out, stumps it on it, and then puts it back in my body. And that is how I feel when I read a Frederick Bachman book. Without a doubt, always make me cry. They make me think about life in such a new way, and I'm wanting to make my way through his backlist. I've only read Beartown and My Friends, and then a few of his novellas on like Kindle. Oh, and I've read A Man Called Ove. I've been wanting to read Anxious People for so long. I've had this book for a minute now, and all I know about this book is that they're basically stuck in a bank robbery, and you kind of follow the characters in there while this bank robbery is happening. Is that true? I don't know. I love going into books blind, so both of these picks would be so good, and honestly pains me to choose because I would love to choose both of them. But I do think I'm gonna go with Anxious People just because I want to feel insane way I feel when I read a Frederick book. I want to feel that again. I just want to feel like I'm having an existential crisis. Our first book for February is going to be Anxious People. I'm so excited. I'm gonna put it right here. Second prompt, I'm kind of feeling a fantasy. Okay, an intimidating book. So terrified of this. Terrified. We have a few that I'm so intimidated by. Vicious and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. V. Schwab, honestly. I do have Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil in here, so that could also be added to this. But V. Schwab is a very intimidating author for me because of how much people love her and how adored she is and how much people rave about her books, and I don't know what to expect going into them. I want to love them and I want to be part of the cult and I want to love her and love her writing, and so I am scared. I am terrified. As you can see, I did start Addie LaRue. I got 10 chapters into The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I don't know why I put it down. I think I just wasn't in the mood for this type of book. I also picked it up a while ago and I put it down and I just haven't picked it back up ever since. But it is a book that I want to read. My taste has changed so much, and so I feel like now I'm more evolved and I would 100% appreciate a story like this. I just don't think I was ready for the story when I first started reading it, but I was enjoying it. I mean, I have a lot of tabs in just those 50 pages and I want to pick it back up. Now, when it comes to Vicious, I have been told to read Vicious a million times. This is a series, so this is kind of a commitment, but I have been told that it is so incredibly good. V. Schwab, again, just intimidated by her, but because I want to love her so much and I'm scared that I'm not. Babel by R.F. Kuang, my first R.F. Kuang purchase ever. I am terrified. I am scared. This again has so much hype and so many besties love this so much. I am so scared to go into it. And last but definitely not least, The Women by Kristen Hanna. I have never read a Kristen Hanna book, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if I'm a fan of historical fiction. Don't think I've read a single historical fiction in my life, but I'm trying to branch out. I'm trying to read more books that are out of my comfort zone, that are not the typical genres that I tend to read, and Kristen Hanna definitely fits that box. Get really emotional and really sad really easily. You guys know I cry in almost every single book I read, and so it's hard for me to pick up something like this knowing that it's going to emotionally devastate me so much. But I've also heard it's so powerful and it's so brilliant the way that she writes and the way that you don't really feel connected to the characters until you get to the end and you are absolutely sobbing and you're like, oh yeah, I love these characters, I love this book, it's a 5-star 6-star read. And so I really want to pick it up. I just don't know if this genre or this type of book is for me. I can't say that I don't like it or I don't enjoy it if I've never read it before. I have no evidence to support the fact that I'm saying that I don't like it or that I'm not going to enjoy it because I've never read one before. So how would I know? How would I know? Anyways, from our picks, I think I'm gonna choose, I'm really scared. I think I'm gonna choose The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I want to finish this book. I started it. I know I was enjoying it. I don't remember a lot, but I know I was enjoying it. I know I was tabbing a lot. I have been putting off this book for way too long, and I think it's time. So we're picking up The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue for our second pick. I'm scared. I think maybe next we should have a romance because at the end of the day, it is love month. And I have been getting back into contemporary romance and I have been really loving the books I've been reading. Oh, a book one of your favorite booktubers loves. I love Maddie so much. I have been binging her videos lately. She's literally one of my favorite creators ever. She's so sweet, so kind, and I love her taste. I found 3 books on my physical TBR too that she has loved or really enjoyed. I think she rated Six of Crows a 4.5. She really enjoyed it. So this is a contender. She rated Girl Dinner, I think, a 5-star. I just don't know if this is kind of my vibe right now. I saw the reading vlog where Maddie read this and she absolutely loved it, and I have been wanting to read it for so long. I haven't picked it up because I've actually heard mixed reviews. This is supposed to be a like thriller, but I've heard it's quite slow, and from what I can see, it's also quite long. So I just haven't had the like urge to pick it up, but it could be fun to have a thriller amongst the other books that I'm reading this month. I am so excited. This has been on my TBR for a minute, literally since July 2024. I know, I don't want to hear it. I feel like we're getting really heavy books. I thought I was going to be able to pick silly little romances, but I guess not. That's not what the TBR jar wants for us this month. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, the next one I can pick a silly little romance. A book with a 1-word title. No, I'm literally going to cry. Vicious and Babel are the only 2 books on my physical TBR that have 1-word titles, and this is what the February TBR is looking like. I am going to cheat. I'm sorry. I want this TBR to be successful, and if I add either of these here, it's not going to be successful. I'm not going to read that many heavy books. I can't. I literally physically can't. No, I literally can't. I wish I could. I wish I was not a cheater, and I wish that I could pick either of those books, but I can't. Okay. Ooh, a book I think will be a 5-star. This is a really good prompt. First time caller. Actually, the second book is coming out soon. I think it's coming out next month in March. Didn't this come out last February? I don't know. February 2025. This book came out last February, and it only seems fit for me to read it this February. Better late than never. And would I be lying if I tell you that I'm also choosing a romance because I need something happy amongst so much sadness? The Invisible Life of Ada LaRue is going to make me cry. Anxious People, I don't know if it's going to make me cry, but I feel like it. It's Frederick Bachman. And The God of the Woods, I'm going to be spooked the whole time. It's so dark. I need a little bit of sunshine in my life. So First Time Caller by B.K. Borison is our 4th book. Last but not least, our 5th prompt. I would love if I could get the prompt that's like, read on your Kindle, you know? That would be so fun. Oh, okay. See, this is what happened last time. Just got a book one of your favorite booktubers loves. I already got that prompt. We just did it for The God of the Woods. So I actually need to take these out. Last time I said I was going to take it out and then I didn't. So I have a few that repeat themselves that I need to go through this TBR jar, but that's a problem for another day. I don't want to do that right now. Shortest book on your TBR. I think it's Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austen. Yeah, this is barely 300 pages. I did not expect to be reading this book this month. I'm really excited. I have read one other Emily Austen book, and that was Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead, and I really enjoyed it. I rated it a solid 4-star, and I really liked her writing, and I have been wanting to pick up more of her books. I've had this since 2024. Again, I feel like my taste has changed so much, and I have evolved and grown as a person and as a reader so much in the last 2 years that I feel like now reading something like this, I know I'm probably going to enjoy. A fast-paced, hilarious, and ultimately hopeful novel for anyone who has ever worried they might be a terrible person. Enid is obsessed with space. She can tell you all about black holes and their ability to spaghettify you without batting an eye in fear. Her one major phobia, bald men, but she tries to keep that under wraps. When she's not listening to her favorite true crime podcast on a loop, she's going out with a rotation of women from dating apps. At the same time, she's trying to forge a new relationship with her estranged half-sisters after the death of her absent father. Daddy issues, girls. We rise. When she unwittingly plunges into her first serious romantic entanglement, Enid starts to believe that someone is following her. As her paranoia spirals out of control, she must contend with her mounting suspicion that something is seriously wrong with her. Same girl. Because at the end of the day, there's only one person she can outrun, herself. Brimming with quirky humor, charm, and heart, Interesting Facts About Space effortlessly shows the power of revealing our secret shames, the most beautifully human parts of all of us. That sounds so good. That sounds right up my alley. That sounds like something I'm going to love. We have our 5 books for our February TBR, and yeah, it is looking quite dark and emotional, but I'm here for it. I'm excited. It is not the TBR I thought we were going to end up with, but it's so much better because I know these books are going to teach me something. They're going to make me feel deep emotions. In the end, we did choose 5 books. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison, Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab, The God of the Woods by Liz Moore, and Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austin. This is definitely the most interesting stack that we have gotten yet. I feel like we have a little bit of everything. I am really hopeful. I think I'm going to read every single book this month. Fingers crossed. That is why I only wanted to choose 5, but I do think that I'm trying to set myself up for success, knowing I have more emotional and I guess darker books. I feel like 5 is the perfect number. Thank you guys so much for coming and choosing my TBR together. I'm probably going to be reading some of these in reading vlogs, so stay tuned for that. Thank you besties so much for watching. It truly means the entire world to me. If you want to follow me in any of my other social medias, they'll be linked down below, but I think that's it for me, and I will see you next time. Bye!